You ever notice how the world tells you to be patient, to take it slow, to wait for the right time to fix your finances? That's a lie, a comfortable deception that keeps you exactly where you are, behind. In a year defined by accelerated change, 2025 is not the year for slow and steady. It's the year for an immediate, seismic shift in your financial reality. I'm Kyle, and for too long I've watched capable people allow their biggest problem, money, to define their potential. That ends today. The financial problem you are carrying right now, the debt, the stagnant income, the non-existent savings, it's not a temporary setback, it's a crisis of action, and you are running out of time to solve it this year. Stick with me until the end, and I'll give you the exact three-step framework that will force an instant course correction, ensuring you enter next year with undeniable financial momentum. Or you can keep listening to the gurus who tell you to wait. The clock is already ticking. Your transformation begins in the next minute, but only if you choose to listen to the brutal truth. We are not just making small changes, we are executing a full-scale financial intervention right now. I'm going to show you how to leverage the final months of this year to create an irreversible financial gap between your current self and your future wealthy self. This is your final warning and your final opportunity to leave the financial mediocrity behind you forever. The choice to act aggressively is the only choice that matters. The core problem is the procrastination-consumption loop. You think, I'll start saving when I get a raise, I'll start investing when the market calms down, I'll finally track my spending next month. Wrong. The problem isn't a lack of money, it's a systemic failure to prioritize wealth building over instant gratification. Look at your bank statement. Every dollar spent on an unnecessary luxury today is a dollar that could have compounded into $10 or $20 5 years from now. You are literally paying a premium to stay poor. The difference between the wealthy and the broke isn't IQ, it's the ability to delay gratification aggressively and to automate wealth accumulation before consumption. The common advice tells you to budget. I tell you to force a savings and investment mandate first. This consumption loop is anchored by two dangerous beliefs. It's too complicated and it's not enough money to make a difference. Both are self-sabotaging lies designed to keep you on the sidelines. Let's inject some reality. An extra $100 invested today works harder than an extra $1,000 invested 6 months from now. You are bleeding momentum every single day you put off a simple, powerful decision. This isn't about guilt, it's about confronting the self-imposed barrier that is costing you tens of thousands of dollars in future wealth. Break the loop or it breaks you, and I'm telling you to break it now while you still have time to salvage this financial year.
The mindset correction starts with the velocity of money concept. You have to stop treating money as a static resource, a score you try not to let drop, and start treating it as a dynamic engine that must be put to work immediately. Poor people see money and ask, "What can I buy?" Wealthy people see money and ask, "What can this money create?" This is a radical shift from scarcity to abundance thinking. The person who sees $500 as a down payment on a new gadget is financially doomed. The person who sees $500 as the seed capital for an income-generating side hustle or a portfolio entry point is on the path to freedom. The number one mistake I see is idle cash paralysis. Money sitting in a checking or low-yield savings account earning 0.01% while inflation eats its value. That is a guaranteed loss. You wouldn't leave a Ferrari parked in your driveway for a year, never driving it. Why are you leaving your money engine idle? You need to aggressively deploy every available dollar into an asset that has the potential to grow, generate cash flow, or reduce liability. The common thought process is a slow, meandering river. The correct mindset is a high-speed bullet train. You are not trying to be comfortable, you are trying to be free. Freedom requires an asset allocation strategy, not a consumption strategy. The goal is to maximize the velocity at which your money leaves your pocket and enters an asset column. The first core framework is the anti-budget 70-20-10 rule. Forget hyper-detailed spreadsheets that cause burnout and failure. Your financial life is divided into 3 buckets, and they must be automated and non-negotiable. 70% of your after-tax income is for living expenses and discretionary spending. 20% is for immediate high-yield wealth building. 10% is for the Wealth Acceleration Fund, a pool reserved exclusively for income-generating opportunities, skill acquisition, or calculated aggressive investments. This framework forces 2 critical behaviors. First, it establishes a non-negotiable wealth mandate, and second, it caps your lifestyle inflation at 70%, immediately shutting down the consumption loop. This is the difference between hoping you have money left over, you won't, and ensuring wealth is built first. The old way said income minus spending equals savings. The new Kyle-approved way is income minus wealth mandate equals spending. This is an aggressive, forced discipline that simplifies your choices and automates your success. You don't need willpower, you need a system that makes failure difficult, and the 70-20-10 rule is that system. Implement this and your financial behavior changes overnight.
The second framework is the 5x leverage principle. Most people try to solve their money problems by saving more, which is the slowest, most agonizing way to wealth. Instead, you must aggressively focus on the highest leverage actions. The 5X principle states, identify the 3 actions in your financial life that, if executed perfectly, will yield a 500% return in efficiency or value compared to the average task. For most people, these are negotiating your salary, automating debt, and deploying capital to index funds. Why waste hours clipping coupons to save $5 when one email to your boss can secure a $5,000 raise? The time you spend on low-leverage activities is time you're sacrificing from high-leverage actions. Stop playing defense with your money and start playing offense. Every day, ask yourself, is this action a 5x action or a 0.5x time waster? Shift 80% of your financial focus to the high-leverage, high-impact tasks. This strategic focus is what separates the people who climb the wealth ladder from those who just endlessly tread water. The third principle is the debt annihilation strategy, and it's built on brutal prioritization. Not all debt is created equal, but all high-interest consumer debt is an emergency. You must stop seeing credit card balances and high-interest loans as manageable monthly payments and start seeing them as high-powered, wealth-destroying vacuum cleaners. The wealthy use debt as leverage to acquire assets. The broke use debt to fund liabilities. You need to immediately deploy the debt avalanche method. Attack the highest interest rate debt with extreme prejudice while paying the minimum on everything else. Why? Because paying off a 24% credit card is an instant, risk-free 24% return on investment. You will never find a better, safer investment. Stop dividing your debt payments evenly. Consolidate the attack on the one enemy that is killing your future. If you have multiple high-interest debts, the 20% bucket from your 70-20-10 framework must be 100% dedicated to this annihilation strategy until the consumer debt is gone. This is a temporary, aggressive measure that creates a massive, permanent, positive cash flow upon completion. There is no such thing as a comfortable debt payment. There is only immediate action to eliminate the financial parasite.
Now let's execute with specific strategies. The first step is to implement the 90-day cash flow recalibration. For the next 90 days, you are going to treat every financial decision as a matter of urgent survival. You will reduce your non-essential discretionary spending by 30%. This is not about being miserable. It's about creating a hyper-focus for a limited time to build a massive cash buffer and momentum. Take that 30% reduction and immediately apply it to your highest interest debt, or deploy it directly into an index fund. If you save $500 per month for 3 months, that's $1,500 of deployed capital. That is a monumental shift in momentum. Second, I need you to find an immediate income boost. This isn't about quitting your job, it's about monetizing a skill for an extra $500 to $1,000 per month. Look for freelance work, consulting, or a targeted side hustle. That immediate income must be 100% allocated to the wealth mandate. This strategy creates a financial slingshot, reduced outflow combined with increased targeted inflow. Do not wait for a perfect plan. Take imperfect action now. The obstacle is the way. If you feel the squeeze, you know you're doing it right. Let's talk about the single most insidious wealth trap, lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, and what happens? You upgrade your apartment. You buy a slightly nicer car. Your restaurant bill gets bigger. Your income increases by 10%, but your expenses increase by 10%. Net financial gain? 0. You just ran faster to stay in the exact same place. This is financial insanity. Your new rule, effective immediately, is the 80% rule for raises. When you get a raise or your side hustle income increases, 80% of that new income must be automatically deposited into your investment accounts, the 20% and 10% buckets. Only the remaining 20% is allowed to slowly, cautiously seep into your discretionary spending. If you get a $5,000 raise, you must treat the first $4,000 as if it doesn't exist, aggressively investing it. This is how the wealth gap widens. The wealthy delay the lifestyle gratification, allowing compounding to do the heavy lifting. The average person demands immediate gratification, sacrificing decades of future wealth. You must consciously choose to live on yesterday's income while investing tomorrow's.
Next, we implement the automated wealth pipeline. Your financial success cannot depend on remembering to log in and transfer money. That's a failure point. Every element of your 70-20-10 framework must be automated. On the day your paycheck lands, the 20% investment bucket and the 10% acceleration fund must be immediately and automatically transferred out of your checking account and into their respective high-growth homes. This makes the wealth mandate non-negotiable and invisible. What's left in your checking account is your 70%, and that is the only money you have to spend. This is the difference between a deliberate wealth-building machine and a haphazard attempt at saving. Furthermore, automate the review. Schedule a 30-minute financial reconnaissance session every single week to review your budget, check your investment returns, and identify new high-leverage opportunities. If you don't schedule it, it doesn't exist. This consistent automated monitoring ensures you are always optimizing, always focused, and never falling prey to financial drift. Your immediate roadmap for the final stretch of 2025 is the 12-week velocity plan. Weeks 1 through 4, reconnaissance and annihilation. Implement the 70-20-10 rule and automate the transfers. Focus 100% of the 20% bucket on eliminating the highest interest consumer debt, credit cards, predatory loans. Weeks 5 through 8, inflow and investment. Maintain the debt attack, but now initiate the side hustle or income acceleration project. Every dollar from this new income source goes into the 10% Wealth Acceleration Fund, earmarked for a growth investment, a skill course, a piece of necessary equipment, or index fund lump sum. By the end of week 12, you will have an automated investment pipeline, a debt-free high-interest balance sheet, and a proven successful side income stream. You will exit 2025 with undeniable, measurable financial proof of your new trajectory. This plan is simple, aggressive, and non-negotiable.
Let's run through the 5 major errors that will absolutely guarantee your failure and keep you stuck. Mistake 1. Waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is only right now. Every day you wait is compound interest lost. Mistake 2. Tracking spending but not aggressively reducing it. Tracking is information. Action is freedom. You must create the wealth mandate first. Mistake 3. Focusing on saving $5 instead of earning $500. Low-leverage activities kill high-leverage potential. Optimize your income, not your coupon collection. Mistake 4. Letting cash sit idle. Money in a low-yield savings account is guaranteed to lose value to inflation. That cash must be deployed to an asset that works for you. Mistake 5. Failing to automate. Relying on willpower is a recipe for failure. Your system must be automated to prioritize wealth creation. Stop making these amateur mistakes. This isn't a game of small adjustments. It's a game of strategic, high-impact moves, and you need to stop playing around with the habits that keep you financially dependent. Correct these errors today. Look, the biggest problem isn't your income, it's your urgency. You are allowing comfort to delay your freedom, and 2025 is about to end, leaving you with the same regrets. The brutal truth is this: financial freedom is not for the patient, it is for the aggressive and the disciplined. The formula is simple and non-negotiable. Automated wealth mandate, 30%, plus high-leverage income focus, plus debt annihilation. This is the only way to force a financial course correction before the year closes out. It's time to stop consuming and start creating. The person who begins this plan today will have an entirely different financial outlook than the person who waits until January 1st. Don't tell me you can't do it. Tell me you won't. I've given you the roadmap. Now the choice is simple. Stop making excuses and start making money work for you. Tell me in the comments what one high-interest debt you are annihilating first. And remember, momentum compounds faster than money. Let's build.